meaning to ask you something.
Oh no. Every time you say that, I get nervous. I never know what's coming next.
Relax. This one is simple. I want to know your favorite legume.
Hmm. I'm a chickpea guy, mostly because I love hummus. I eat way too much of it every week.
Funny, I was going to say chickpeas too. I just learned how to make homemade falafel, and honestly, they turned out amazing.
And when you make them at home, you realize how bad some restaurant falafels can be.
True. And you also realize why they taste so good. Deep frying. Oil. Lots of it. Not exactly healthy, but delicious. Anyway, the reason I brought this up is because a lot of listeners asked whether avoiding meat completely is healthier. There are many good meat alternatives, but the big question is cutting meat entirely the healthiest choice?
And that's our topic today on English 360 Podcast.
Today's question comes from Sharon. She's been watching documentaries about meat and the meat industry, and now she's worried. She wants to know if it's better to ditch meat completely or if there's a healthy amount we can still eat.
Great question, and something we don't talk about enough, especially the Mediterranean diet.
The Mediterranean diet? Ding, ding, ding. But let's keep our focus on meat for now.
Before we go any further, let's say this clearly. People have many reasons for not eating meat. Ethical, environmental, cultural,
And religious reasons, too.
exactly. And all of those are completely valid. But since this is a health-focused episode, we'll talk only about the health pros and cons of eating meat.
And the best place to start is with official dietary guidelines. Large teams spend years studying what most people should realistically eat. They don't say stop eating meat, but they do suggest eating much less than most people normally eat.
Right. They recommend a limited number of servings of lean, red meat per week. And they group meat with other protein sources: poultry, fish, eggs, nuts, seeds, beans, legumes, all of that.
The numbers I'm looking at, these are from a couple years ago, show that Australians eat a lot of meat.
About 40 kilos of chicken a year per person, 20 to 30 kilos of beef or pork, 15 kilos of fish.
And remember, not everyone eats meat, so some people eat way more than this.
And since Sharon didn't specify which meat she meant, let's talk about all of them. Then we'll narrow it down to red meat: beef, pork, lamb.
So let's flip the question. What good things do we get from meat?
High-quality protein, a full set of amino acids. You don't have to think too hard to get complete protein from a meat-based meal.
You also get iron in the heme form, which your body absorbs better than plant iron.
Plus zinc, plus vitamin B12.
But we can get those nutrients from non-meat sources too.
Absolutely.
And what about the negative side of meat?
Now, we've got to separate things, especially red meat and processed red meat.
Processed meat, like bacon, ham, salami, contains carcinogens and lots of salt, and it's strongly linked to higher colorectal cancer risk.
So the smoked, cured, salted stuff.
Exactly. And many sausages too, though not all.
The meat industry argues that lean red meat shouldn't be blamed for the harm caused by processed meat.
But even lean red meat has risks. The evidence shows increased chances of heart disease and cancer, less than processed meat, but still there.
When we say lean, we're talking about low visible fat, right?
Yes, either naturally lean breeds or meats with very little fat showing. No marbling.
And is the fat itself the problem?
Partly, but also how we cook meat.
For example, in parts of Greece, people slow cook lamb for hours, and they eat it maybe once a week.
But we often cook red meat fast, grilling, barbecuing, creating burnt, charred bits filled with compounds linked to cancer and aging.
Some of these compounds accelerate oxidative stress, basically internal rusting.
And we can burn chicken and fish the same way.
Yes, and that's not great either.
Another issue is the type of fat. Meat has a lot of saturated fat, which isn't good for heart health.
Plant oils and fish contain healthier unsaturated fats.
And fish itself? We always hear about how good it is.
Yeah, eating whole fish twice a week is linked to lower heart disease and possibly lower cancer risk. Fish is good for you.
So here's the real crux of Sharon's question. If you stop eating meat, what do you eat instead?
Exactly. When people cut fat decades ago, they replaced it with carbs.
That didn't go well. More diabetes, more weight gain.
So you can't remove one thing without thinking of what fills the gap.
So, if Sharon switched to a vegetarian diet, still eating eggs and dairy, how would that compare?
Studies show that vegetarians tend to have lower rates of heart disease over time.
Much of this comes from observational studies, like those with Seventh-day Adventists.
Randomized trials haven't proven it fully, but the trend is clear. Vegan diets show benefits too, but slightly less compared to vegetarian diets.
But diets are so diverse. There are pescatarians, flexitarians, semi-vegetarians, endless options.
And people change their habits constantly. I know a chef in Melbourne who teaches his staff to ask detailed dietary questions because vegetarian or vegan can mean very different things in practice.
Some vegans still eat the occasional fish. Some vegetarians lean closer to vegan sometimes. People shift.
But overall, eating more plant foods and less meat is the healthier direction. You don't need to eliminate meat entirely.
Exactly. Humans have eaten all kinds of diets throughout history. We're adaptable.
But the evidence leans toward this. You don't need zero meat, but red meat once or twice a week is enough.
Get more protein from legumes, like our beloved chickpeas, plus fish and lean poultry.
Sharon, if you email us, I'll send you my falafel recipe. It's really, really good.
And our producer will probably hate us for starting another recipe email chain. We still get messages about my tiramisu.
Wait, before you go,
Quick reminder.
tap subscribe.
Seriously, just tap it.
It helps the channel a lot.
And you get more English 360 podcast.
More tips,
More stories.
more real English.
And zero effort. Just one click.
So go on, subscribe now.
Join the English 360 family.
We're here every week.
See you next episode.